Hello, welcome back to Club 100. We are at Buckmore Park for the Club 100 Cadets. This is round one and this is the B final. So if you watched the pre-B final video that we put up earlier this week, then this is the race that comes after, the final race. And Ollie's back in the commentary box. Want to say hello and tell us about this start?
Hello. So this is a rolling start, B final. It was very messy on the pre-B final, but you've probably watched that. So we're just going through the cut-throughs. Someone just hit that block. For some reason, it was in the way though. So going down the corner, down the hill into a corner, through the other cut-through. Now up the hill.
Oh, someone's counting the karts, making sure they're in the right position. Good tip, that.
Right, so we're off.
Oh, kind of fell asleep a little bit at the start. Didn't get the launch off as the other. Oh, looks like there's been a big spin.
So I'm chasing after the guy in that blue helmet. He went quite wide and went in too sharp. Went out onto that red rumbly part, following him. So I've catched up to him quite a lot. So brake hard. Oh, he's gone wide. And I've just benefited so much. And I've got past him. P11.
So yeah, you qualified P9 and we lost a few spaces at the start. This time not because of a bad rolling start, but I think you just kind of missed the green and the other kart shot off before you had a chance to realise it was all starting. But we lost those few positions, few people spun, and we ended up P12. But yeah, one position back, so...
So I've noticed on that last corner, I'm going in too tight, and then coming out. No, I'm coming out too tight. So through there, benefited a lot. I was pretty good at that corner for most of the day. So up the hill, I'm definitely getting closer. There was just a warning popped up there. I don't think it was for me because I didn't know what I did wrong.
Definitely wasn't a warning for you, but worth mentioning, the warnings pop up on the digiboard.
Oh, he's gone wide, side by side. Oh, who's going to get? Oh, yes, I got it.
P10, just before the S's, which is good timing actually, because you're not really meant to race through this section here that you're going through at the minute, because it's kind of one line only.
Oh, I thought it was the last section, but...
Said that it's through those S's, people weren't sort of meant to race, but you got in front of him before you went into it, which is perfect.
Right, so P10th from now.
We're a little behind the other karts. Let's just talk about a couple of things on one thing on Club 100, and then let's do a quick lap description as well, maybe, of Buckmore Park at some point. But yeah, one thing to mention, obviously, in karting and in racing, you can get black flagged. You get that when you're doing something wrong, basically. Not much more to say than that. But at Club 100, they have implemented a penalty system in the race, so you can get black flagged in other sessions, but if you get black flagged, that's pretty much it. Your session's over. There's not enough time really to get back out. In the race, they give you a position penalty. And so actually it's really important, and we'll see this later, you can gain positions in the end of the race by being behind someone that's got a penalty. If they've got a position penalty, I'm going to stop there because you've just got that guy there taking him through that corner. He went really wide, and that's up to P9.
I don't know what happened to that guy. He seemed to go really slow through there.
Yeah, but you got a P8 actually. So for now, he's back through. And you've been hit. No. Luckily, he hasn't benefited from that. Although I guess if he hit you and benefited, he'd get a penalty. So that is what it is. But thankfully, you've managed to keep going, and you're still in P9. You're briefly up to P8, but we lost out with P9. Yeah, so position penalties instead of black flags in the race. So you might see penalty flash up on the digiboard as you cross the start-finish line.
I don't know what happened to that guy. He was coming from the blocks.
I have a feeling he might be a back marker. I'm not sure. It's really hard to tell and see what's going on and who's in what position as people who is around. Or maybe not. Maybe he just went off and he's lost a couple of positions. He's going quite quick now. I would have thought if he's a back marker, he'd have kind of got out of the way. Anyway, we're coming up to the start-finish straight, so let's just do a quick lap. So coming up to turn 1, this is a double apex right-hander. There's a couple of different ways of going through there. Ollie's just done a really nice example at coming out, and then you've got a right-hand hairpin, which very quickly goes into a left-hand hairpin. So a nice twisty technical section, that. Using up all the track again, which is good. Should probably take more curb there through this kind of what we call S's. I don't know what the name of the corners are. They do have names. You can look up the map on Google if you want to see that. You got a fairly tight corner here. You can take a lot of speed through there, more speed than you think. Probably you could go a bit faster through there. But this one's really important to get right as well, because now you should be flat out all the way to turn 1. Although you'll see here, Ollie actually lifts a little bit there throughout the corner. Penalty sign up there, just noticed. Yeah, how hard is it, Ollie, to you've come to a new track that you've never raced at before, and you've got 10 minutes practice. How do you get to grips and learn a track in 10 minutes?
It's very hard, but there is some videos that they send, but you have to pay for them. And like the day before, I watched the videos, and then I see what the track is like, and like what I should do on the track and what the racing line is.
But even still, I guess it's tricky, because it's one thing to see it on a video, or you could watch YouTube videos. That's another way to learn a track. Watch video like this, and you might learn a couple of things. You might learn a couple of things on how not to do as well. But it's very different watching a video of someone going around a track and then physically being in a kart and going around the track yourself, especially through the fast sections, because like, does it ever get scary going through some of those fast sections when you're meant to be flat out?
Yes, on some corners or circuits. I got a bit scared at Wilton Mill one time, which is actually the next track.
Yeah, great plug, Ol. That's a good point. We'll be at Wilton Mill in a few weeks' time. Club 100 have just kindly relieved me of my race entrance fee for that one.
So there was this guy that was really slow. I think it was a back marker maybe. So penalty 32.
What car are you? Well, we can't see the number actually. That's a good point.
I'm 41. If you have Instagram, I think we've got a picture of me holding that.
Yeah, check out Ollie Kart's Instagram. You get pictures of all these events as well. And I guess while we're here, we should remind people to subscribe if they like the content. How much does it mean to you, Ollie, to get more subscribers?
99.9% of love.
yeah, what are we? 26 at the minute. Next target's got to be 30. Hopefully, at some point, 4 other people that like to watch motor racing are going to click and maybe watch that. So this guy in front, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. Actually, that's the other thing. There are both men and women, or boys and girls, I guess, because this is cadets that are racing in this championship. And I'm not sure who this was in front, to be honest. I'd have to see the front of the kart and see the number. But let's say this person was quite fast and kind of came through and got past you quite quickly, but they seem to have slowed down a little bit at the minute, or either that or yeah, you've probably sped up a little bit. Actually, you had a quick lap on lap 8. These laps are actually, if you're following the lap counters, we're 1 lap out, because it counts the formation lap as a lap and times that as well. So bear that in mind. This is technically lap 12 in the race. If you were looking at Alpha Live, where you can get the full time in, this would actually be lap 12 basically. And I have no idea how I can easily get that out without a lot of faffery, so I'm not going to bother. But yeah, so lap 8, or I guess lap 7, you did a 50.6, so you're kind of catching this person now. You look a bit quicker for the majority of the lap, still lifting through Cafe, which is probably the thing that cost you the most in this race, to be honest. That should really be flat out. But yeah, through all the rest of the sections, you're pretty tidy and pretty quick. But maybe take a bit more curb.
So I've just lost a bit there. He's got quite a bit in front.
Yeah, speeding up a bit. He or she, by the way. We don't know. I can't remember. We'll have to look and try and memorise people's suits and helmet combinations.
I've definitely seen one girl, but I'm not sure about a second.
Yeah, there were a few. There were a few, which is really nice to see, fully inclusive. Okay, so on the digiboard there, final lap, we're in P9, coming through turn 1, double apex right-hander, or some people call that 1 and 2, but I'm going to call it 1. Turn 2 is the right-hand hairpin, turn 3 into the left-hand hairpin, quite similar corners, but that second hairpin, you need to kind of late apex it, because you want to be on the throttle as much as possible. Down here, it's pretty, it should be just flat out, really. Again, another fairly scary section of the track, especially when you come into this corner. If you get it wrong, and I've seen a few people getting it wrong and going the wrong way around those cones as well, or those barriers, whatever you want to call them. And up the hill for the last time, past Cafe, and across the finish line. Now, on track, Ollie finished P9, but if you remember, we just mentioned about the penalty system. Actually, his race classification was P7, so in first place was Reese Cranston, second Adi Manu, third Maximilian Braskov, then Timmy Shahini, Aurora Joel, Elliot Dimlow, and then Oliver Sanderson. I'm not going to read the rest.
So remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you at Road to Mill.